Okay, so our first topic today is the Sony FX3. Yesterday, just over 16 hours ago, Sony actually announced the Sony FX3, which is supposed to be the entry-level body into the Sony FX cinema line. And as fun as that sounds, they essentially just re-released the Sony a7S III in a different body. They basically took out the viewfinder, they added a fan in, and they took the price up by around $500. I'm not sure how they decided or how they arrived at this decision, but I don't know. I was left a little unimpressed, and in this video, I just wanted to talk about that quickly. Now, I am a Fuji shooter, true and true, but with the way Fujifilm has been dragging its feet with releasing the X-H2, the more video-centric camera for video shooters like myself, I've been kind of thinking of jumping ship. I have seriously considered jumping ship. If not that I was already invested in a lot of expensive Fuji glass, I would have jumped ship a long time ago. But then if I was to jump ship right now, there are only two camera systems that are appealing to me. Two camera systems that I've been looking at and considering. The first one is Blackmagic, and in this case, the ideal camera will be the Blackmagic Pocket 6K Pro, which is the newest and the fanciest and the one that offers all the new bells and whistles. And the other camera system will have to be Sony. When the Sony a7S III was announced, I was blown away. My mind exploded. I literally fantasized about owning that camera for like a week, and I considered just trying to sell off all my Fujifilm stuff and going full on Blackmagic. But it was unreasonable for me at the time, because then I thought I'd have to fork out more money for full frame G Master lenses, which are significantly more expensive than the Fuji counterpart. And I just could not justify that expense at the time, especially because the camera body was just under $4,000 for the a7S III. Now, I like the a7S III a lot. I don't know if you can tell, but the real reason why I wouldn't choose Blackmagic over the Sony was just simply the autofocus. The autofocus on Sony is fantastic, and it's going to help me shoot videos like this without needing any help, which is something that I like to do quite often. But then the prices just kind of threw me off, and I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe if I wait 6, 7, 8 months, I might find it on the used market or used like new market for significantly less. Sort of like what happened to the Sony a7 III. So when Sony decided they were releasing the FX3, it was a cinema body that basically looked very similar to the a7C without the viewfinder on the top and stuff like that. I thought to myself that, oh, so if this is going to be a cheaper version of the a7S III, then that would probably mean this is the perfect first Sony camera to buy to enter that system as a beginner Sony shooter, sort of, so to speak, which makes sense. The only problem now is the camera is $500 more expensive, but it's essentially the exact same thing as the a7S III. It's a different body. They took out the viewfinder, they put a fan in, and they made the body gray. And then they added a bunch of mounting holes all over the camera, so you don't necessarily need a cage. But it's basically the exact same camera with the flip out screen and the menus and the settings and pretty much everything the camera offers, and the codecs and everything that camera is going to give you is the exact same thing as the a7S III. But it's more expensive, and I cannot figure out why. It's not as if they offer you DCI 4K or anything that the a7S III doesn't already offer you. And it's not as if the a7S III was overeating when shooting 4K or anything like that. Nobody has ever complained of stuff like that. So they put a fan to make it more reliable. Great, but to what end and why is it more expensive? Anyways, I was left feeling a little disappointed with the Sony FX3. As much as I really wanted to love that camera because I really like the way it looks, I just cannot justify the extra $500 on the top compared to the a7S III, and that camera just now makes the a7S III look like pretty much the perfect YouTuber, perfect 4K camera to buy on the market right now. I don't know. If you disagree with me, please let me know in the comment section, and actually just share your thoughts about the Sony FX3 and what you think about it. Would you be buying it? Is that a camera that's on your wish list? Thank you so much for watching, and I guess I will see you on another video that was shot by Kagan. Peace. The God of Gods!